Hello, and welcome to the Top 10 Human Machine Hybrids. I'm your host, Cerebral, and today we're going to get technical as we talk about man merging with machine tech. Many leading scientists think that humans must merge with machines if we are to survive. And indeed, many Hollywood movies have depicted as much. But could it really happen? Stay with us as we do our top 10 human cyborg countdown. Coming in at number 10 is Project Cyborg founder Kevin Warwick. Kevin Warwick was professor of cybernetics at Reading University and now works as deputy vice chancellor of Coventry University. Warwick has implanted microchips in his nervous system. He first had the chip inserted into his arm in 1998, a simple RFID transmitter that he used to control lights, doors, and other computer-controlled devices, turning things on and off with his arm. Later, in 2002, he had the chip connected to his nervous system. He also gave the same implant to his wife, which meant that when someone grasped her hand, he could feel the same sensation. Coming in at number 9 is Stellark. Stellark is an artist who focuses on the enhancement robotics can have on the human body. Stellark isn't a full-time cyborg, but in one of his performances called The Third Hand, he used a robotic arm which picked up muscle signatures and responded with movements accordingly. In a recent performance, he attached his body to an industrial robotic arm, which choreographed his body movements for a period of time. The fact that he has a third ear on his arm is something I just thought I'd quickly mention. Coming in at number 8 is Hugh Herr. In the 1980s, Hugh lost his leg in a climbing accident. However, he did not let this stop him. Since then, he has been relying on prosthetics to climb again. Herr has since gone on to become the leading man in the field of biomechanics and believes that he will one day be able to cure paralysis using high-tech prosthetics one day. He has created a computerized artificial knee, and on top of that, he and his team were able to get a paralyzed rat walking again by implanting a dissolvable scaffold seeded with neutral stem cells. You see, Herr has never believed that he was handicapped, just that technology was, and has worked on several different devices, including bionics that allows amputees to walk with the ease they used to. At the end of his TED Talk, he invited out a dancer, Adriana Hassett Davis, who lost her leg in the Boston bombing. She dances on one of his biome legs, and watching her move was incredible. At number 7, Nigel Acklin, the man with the robot arm. British man Nigel Acklin lost his arm in a work accident in the mid-2000s and has since been given a B-bionic arm, which is a high-tech bionic forearm and hand that can type and move like a real hand. The arm was hailed as the most advanced prosthetics hand in the world. In 2012, the arm is controlled by 2 muscles and allows him to use his hand again. The sound when that hand moves around, let me tell you, it's pretty awesome. Are you ready to meet the guy who has a hard drive for a finger? His name is Jerry Jalava, and he's number 6. Imagine carrying all of your documents with you without even needing a bag. Well, this is Jerry Jalava's life. Jalava lost his finger in a motorbike accident in 2009 when he was in his early 20s. As a computer programmer, he had this harebrained idea to turn what was left of his finger into a USB stick. At the time, he had an amazing 2 gig stick fitted into his USB finger. But these days, his hard drive capabilities are much more sophisticated. So now it's time to meet the founder of the Cyborg Foundation, and his name is Neil Harbisson, and he's coming in at number 5. Neil Harbisson is a cyborg artist who, with the help of machines, has learned to listen in color. Harbisson is the world's first legally recognized cyborg who has an inbuilt antenna in the skull. He did a talk with TED which has had around 500,000 views on YouTube. In it, he explains how he was completely colorblind with the ability to only see in grayscale. At the age of 21, he had a device, which we'll call an electronic eye, installed that turns color into audible frequencies, allowing him to see the color of the world. He says when he started to dream in color, he felt that the software and his brain had united. He says that his electronic eye is part of him now, and he even has it featured in his passport photo. The Cyborg Foundation's co-founder is up next. At number 4, we have Moon Ribas. Ribas had a sensor permanently fitted into her elbow in 2013 as part of a project called Seismic Sense. This sensor allows her to feel any earthquake on the planet with varying intensity. In 2008, she wore a speedometer glove that allowed her to determine the exact speed of movement around her. Introducing Rob Spence, the man with the bionic eye. He's our number 3, possibly the world's first eyeborg. Spence makes documentaries with this robot eye which is fitted with a camera. The Canadian filmmaker shot himself in the eye as a child, and he was left blinded. Eventually, he decided that rather than having a regular prosthetic eye, he wanted one which could function to his advantage. In 2008, he had a small camera eye fitted which could record about 30 minutes of footage. The camera isn't connected to his brain, so he can't actually see what he's recording, but research is taking place to see whether this would be possible in the future, which would be a huge step for human-machine hybrids. Welcome to the world of Jens Newman, and he's our number 2. Sadly, Newman lost his sight in 2 tragic turns of events. He was unable to see for over 20 years. However, he was offered a chance at sight again in 2002 as part of the Dobell Institute's Artificial Vision Project. Newman received artificial vision with an electronic eye connected to his visual cortex with implants to his brain. The process worked by using a video camera and glasses attached to a computer attached to his brain. Unfortunately, his implants came at a cost, and he had violent seizures following the surgery. Now he's able to see outlines and shapes, which of course isn't perfect, but has opened a small fraction of a world he could not previously see. Finally, rolling in at number 1, while this human-machine hybrid may not yet be alive, we have half human, half electronic cell tissue. In 2012, scientists at Harvard University unveiled cyborg tissue. The synthetic skin is part living and part electronics. The scientists involved said that they wanted to merge natural and electronic in such a way that it becomes difficult to determine where the tissue ends and the electronics begin. Well, that's it, folks. That's our top 10 list. We're glad you hung out with us. Stay tuned to this channel for our next big top 10 lists.